The Galactic Peace Summit was supposed to be a routine affair. Representatives from 47 civilized species had gathered aboard the neutral station Harmony's Edge, a crystalline structure floating in the void between star systems. The agenda was simple: welcome humanity into the Galactic Coalition and establish trade protocols with Earth. Ambassador Jessica Chen straightened her uniform as the human delegation's shuttle docked with the station. Beside her, Commander James Rodriguez checked his datapad one final time, reviewing the carefully prepared greeting protocols their xenolinguistics team had spent months perfecting. "Remember," Jessica said, her voice calm and professional, "we're here to make friends. Smile, be courteous, and for God's sake don't mention the war games we ran last month." James grinned. "The ones where we theoretically conquered half the galaxy in 3 weeks? Those war games. Those exact ones." The airlock hissed open and they stepped into what could only be described as organized chaos. The Grand Assembly Hall was a marvel of alien architecture, with gravity wells positioned to accommodate species of various sizes and orientations. Crystalline beings floated near the ceiling, while methane breathers occupied sealed chambers along the walls. The air smelled of ozone and something vaguely floral. A Valorian diplomat resembling a 6-foot-tall praying mantis draped in ceremonial robes approached them with clicking mandibles. "Welcome, humans. I am Speaker Zixthar. We are honored by your presence." The slight hesitation didn't escape Jessica's notice, but she maintained her diplomatic smile. "The honor is ours, Speaker. Humanity is eager to join the galactic community." As they were led to their designated area, Jessica couldn't help but notice the way other delegates watched them. Some stared with open curiosity, others with poorly concealed apprehension. The Silithian ambassador, a serpentine creature with iridescent scales, actually recoiled when James walked past. "Is it just me?" James whispered. "Or does everyone look terrified?" "Probably just first contact jitters," Jessica replied, though she wasn't entirely convinced. The summit began with the traditional sharing of cultural histories. Species after species presented holographic displays of their civilization's achievements. The Korvathi had mastered faster-than-light travel 3,000 years ago. The Peltharians had achieved perfect societal harmony through collective consciousness. The Vraxi had colonized 14 star systems without a single military conflict. Then came humanity's turn. Jessica activated their presentation, starting with what she considered humanity's most inspiring qualities. Humanity emerged from a world of remarkable biodiversity and challenging conditions. Our gravity is 1.3 times galactic standard, which has given us dense bone structure and powerful musculature. Around the chamber, several delegates shifted uncomfortably. "We evolved as pursuit predators," James continued, pulling up images of early humans. "Our ancestors could track prey for days without stopping, outlasting faster animals through sheer endurance. We call it persistence hunting." A Glorbian delegate's translator squawked in alarm. The word predator apparently didn't translate well in many galactic languages, or rather, it translated too well. Jessica quickly moved to the next slide, showing humanity's scientific achievements. "Despite only developing spaceflight 73 years ago, we've established colonies on 3 planets and 14 moons. Our population currently stands at 12 billion across 9 star systems." The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Speaker Zixthar's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of distress Jessica's briefing hadn't mentioned. 12 billion. A small furry tribellian squeaked. "In less than a century?" "Well, yes," James said, confused by the reaction. "We're actually trying to slow population growth. Our projections suggest we'll hit 15 billion within the next generation." What the humans didn't know was that most galactic species took millennia to reach populations in the millions. The Korvathi, one of the most successful spacefaring races, numbered only 800 million across their entire empire. Trying to lighten the mood, Jessica pulled up images of Earth. "Our homeworld is quite beautiful, 70% water, with a wide variety of climates and ecosystems. The atmospheric oxygen content is 21%. A collective gasp rippled through the chamber. The Peltharian ambassador's translator struggled to process the number. 21? That's barely below combustion threshold. How do you not spontaneously ignite? We actually use fire for cooking and recreation, James offered helpfully, showing pictures of humans gathered around campfires and grilling food. It's quite enjoyable. The Silithian ambassador fainted, his environmental suit's emergency protocols activating immediately. Jessica and James exchanged bewildered glances. This was not going according to plan. Speaker Zixthar rose from his gravity well, mandibles trembling. Humans, we must ask, these world wars mentioned in your historical records. Your species has survived multiple global conflicts? Oh, those, Jessica said, relieved to address what she thought was a straightforward question. Yes, we've had 2 major world wars and numerous regional conflicts throughout our history. They were terrible, but we learned from them. That's actually why we're so committed to peace now. You survived wars that spanned your entire planet? The speaker's voice climbed an octave. And your species continued? Well, yes. The wars were devastating, but humanity is remarkably resilient. We rebuilt, stronger than before. It's kind of our thing. We don't stay down for long. What Jessica didn't realize was that for most galactic species, a planet-wide conflict meant extinction. The very concept of surviving such devastation, let alone thriving afterward, was incomprehensible. James, trying to demonstrate human cooperation, pulled up footage of the United Earth Space Force conducting rescue operations during a recent nebula storm. Ships dove into churning plasma clouds to extract stranded vessels, pilots maneuvering through conditions that would vaporize most galactic craft. This is our standard rescue protocol, he explained. We have a saying, no one left behind. The footage showed human rescue workers running into collapsing structures, diving into toxic atmospheres and performing high-risk maneuvers that defied basic survival instincts. A Vraxi elder spoke, his voice translator barely managing a whisper. You run toward danger when someone needs help? Of course, Jessica said. It's just what you do. The silence that followed was deafening. Finally, Speaker Zixthar spoke, his voice carrying newfound respect and unmistakable fear. Honored humans, the Galactic Coalition would be privileged to count you among our members. We suspect your species will bring a most unique perspective to our alliance. As the formal ceremonies concluded and treaties were signed, Jessica and James were approached by delegation after delegation, each offering trade agreements, defense pacts, and research partnerships with unprecedented generosity. Walking back to their shuttle, James shook his head in amazement. Did we just accidentally become the galaxy's most terrifying species? Jessica consulted her datapad, reading preliminary reports from their xenopsychology team. Apparently, by galactic standards, we're basically indestructible nightmare monsters who refuse to die, breed like tribbles, and willingly charge into certain death for complete strangers. Huh. James considered this. So business as usual for humanity? Pretty much. Jessica smiled as their shuttle departed. At least they're taking us seriously. Behind them, the Galactic Coalition was already revising its defense strategies, reassessing threat matrices, and privately celebrating that humanity had chosen friendship over conquest. After all, if these were the creatures Earth sent as diplomats, what horrors might their warriors be capable of? They never wanted to find out. The end.